because, sometimes these, art directors at ad agencies, they have a specific look that they have in mind, but then, part of what we do is that we're kind of salesmen, it's like you've got to convince people to trust you artistically. You have to say, like, I know you like that, and I get why you like that, but, if you like that to the point where you want exactly that, you need to find out who made that, and then just go hire them. Because I'm my own artist, and I have my own artistic integrity, so if you really want me to be happy, you've got to let me kind of do my thing, and kind of guide me just a little bit, but then I'll definitely, hopefully, surprise you with something that you never thought you would get and that you're going to like. So that was kind of, what I did as a motion designer for a long time was, you design these style frames, which were like illustrations, full-on illustrations a lot of the times, that involve photography or just 2D illustration, character work. I mean, I got to play around and do a lot of different things, which was a lot of fun. And also, at a certain point, you get to find what you like to do. And I think that's also very important. You find out what kind of work you like to do, what niche you want to fall into, because, at a certain point, it's not about doing whatever the coolest thing is. It's about doing something that is sustainable, doing something that you're going to enjoy doing for the rest of your life, pretty much, and that's what's important, and being, my take on being an illustrator is that if you're going to commit to being an illustrator and you establish a style, you have to be happy with what that is, because once you get established as an illustrator with a particular style, that's what clients are going to expect out of you, because that's who you are, that's your identity. It's like, and you can moonlight and have like aliases and like, oh, I do this other thing, but I'm not going to promote it as me. It's going to be it's almost like ghost writing or ghost illustrating. A lot of illustrators will, you know them as this person, but what you didn't know is that they do this whole other thing, because the work for this style that they're doing might not be in demand, and it might be drying up. So they have to kind of develop this other muscle, this other sort of style and technique and expertise, because they have to stay employed. And a lot of illustrators will do that. I don't know if your instructors have sort of told this to you, but it's sort of the truth, unless you could just become world famous, and become ubiquitous in a way, people are going to pay you large sums of money to do your thing, which is very rare. That's just the reality of it. So as a motion designer, I did get a chance to develop a style too that I thought, was starting to become who I am. And when we get into the show and tell of my work, I'm showcasing the work that I feel is most me, because there's a lot of work that I've had up on my site for the last few years that I like doing, and I still do it, but it's not who I want to represent as myself. So I'm not going for my next website update. It's going to be only the work that I find is my voice as a designer, illustrator, director, whatever you want to call it. I just call myself a creative now, because I don't like having the label of one thing or the other, because I do different things for different projects. Like I just directed a live action commercial. How many other illustrators, if you wanted to find yourself as purely an illustrator, get to do that? Not a lot. So, that's fun. And I get to, also direct cell animated, commercials, which is so much fun. Because, there's something amazing about traditional animation. And I'm really into animation and storytelling. So that's why I found my niche in commercial motion graphics, whatever you want to call it. And I don't even like to say commercials, really, because, I think commercials are kind of on their way out, and a lot of us are just more into developing content either for the web or for a mobile device or for a game or whatever. I think the expertise that I'm learning while I'm doing what I'm doing is going to, I'm going to have to like reinvent myself basically, as I continue on in my career, and it's like there's always like these forks in the road, that I find, and it's like I could go that way and do this, or I could go that way and do that. Recently I've chosen to get into directing and flexing that muscle that I've never been able to flex. So, whereas, right before that, I was like, okay, I'm just going to be an illustrator, and I'm just going to work from home, and I'm going to have my clients, and it was going pretty well. The work was kind of, here and there, here and there, here and there, and I was developing some clients, but the thing I didn't like about it is that it's a solitary art, for the most part. I mean, you do have this collaboration with an art director, copywriter, like an art buyer, creative director, or whatever, whoever your client is, you do have that relationship, and there is a little bit of a collaboration in that. But I wasn't getting what I was getting when I was working at these motion graphic studios, where it's like you're working with so many amazingly talented people who do stuff that you don't do, and then you get to kind of get inspired by them, and that's the thing that I really got excited about. So I decided, like, I'm going to get back into that, and I've always found myself to be a really, like a natural born leader in a way, where it's like, people trust me, and they also enjoy working with me and for me. So it's like it's nice to get that opportunity to work with all these other super talented people. You guys should check out themill.com, and just check out the work that we do. It's pretty fantastic. I mean, if me from right now travel back in time to talk to the me of your age and where you guys are at, and said, you're going to be directing, commercials and stuff at this company here, I would have been like, get the fuck out of here. You're full of shit, dude. Stop lying, And why are you bald? But, it's all, a lot of it's luck, honestly. The right place, the right time, meeting the right people, and just building the right portfolio, and just being strategic of the decisions that you make and what direction you choose to take your career in. And I was always very strategically minded about that, and knew that there's sort of a goal that I wanted to become a director, animation director, and then I started saying, like, hell, why not try live action? So I'll try live action too, and as long as there's still like this fun sort of illustrated, design component to it, and I think that's probably a good segue to the show and tell. Mike, I know you. I shared my work with you. If you want to pull up the Progressive commercial.
Yeah, definitely will. Just gotta get open.
You play that as large as you can for everyone to see, if you don't mind.
Yep. Hold on.
Yes. It's just counting down.
5, 4.
Hey, it's me, Progressive Insurance. From our 4,000 television commercials. Yep, there I am with Flo. Watch it. Anywho, 3 million people switched to me last year, saving an average of $475. Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal. Oh, it feels good to help people save. With great discounts like Safe Driver, Multi-Car, and Multi-Policy. Infinity Plus 1, Infinity Plus 2. You want my number, don't you? Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE right now. Or visit Progressive.com for an extra $50 online savings. Thirsty? Because I got a six-pack right here. Oh, yeah. You don't even have to wait for your policy to expire to switch. Oh, Svetlana, that's so good. And